We are back with another episode of the Well-Beings Podcast, episode 11. Frequency is the theme. And we're starting off with the performances. I'm going to kick it off and get things going. The piece that I'm performing is called The Low End Theory. Frequency is what it is and not what I want it to be. According to a Harvard University study, the human whole body fundamental resonant frequency is between 5 to 10 hertz. Low magnitude, low frequency vibration can be healing. And this is not just something I'm saying. The National Institute did a research on vibrations showing pulses with a frequency lower than 20 hertz can be effective in cancer treatment. And for whatever reason, some of us still can't believe. We think it's gotta be high frequency. Even me, I did a song with that exact title, so I'm like, shoot. But who would I be if I didn't question my own beliefs, do my due diligence, then show and prove with evidence? You ever heard of Schumann resonance? That's measured at a mere 7.83 hertz. For what it's worth, if the Earth could vibrate there and the planet stays in orbit while we're on it, then low frequency is only negative if we want it to be. I know context is everything. I wrote this fresh up out the gym, blood pumping on 10 now. About the gym, I saw a reel on my algorithm that really stood out to me. This young melanated queen with hair weaved, rocking a headscarf that was green with metallic beads said, "Gyms are portals to hell." Then proceeded to say because she's an empath, she can feel energy real heavy. Well, queen, respectfully, maybe that feeling is gas, so I ask, who's going to regulate this wokeness? I'll end on this. A quote from a conversation with Anne McQueen. Left unchecked, one can be so committed to finding occurrences that fit whatever preconceptions they've established. The low end theory.
Like I knew. Like a mother loving knew. See, come on, I wanted to chill. Damn.
Shall I say, aye?
Yo, nah, when you, okay, yeah, that is such a refreshing and different perspective on frequency and vibrations, because who would have ever even thought, like, everybody speaks on high vibrations, high vibes, and you gave the interlude that you was going to come this way, but when you came, no, still, you still had on the high beams on me. You kind of had me blindsided a little bit, but yeah, it's so true, because, well, I didn't know, first of all, none of these things that, you know what I'm saying, as far as like the vibration for cancer, and just the way that rotates, I didn't have no idea that, of course, I know, but I wonder what that means. I wonder, because it's like, I'm not saying like go low vibration, like be ignorant and stuff there, but is there like what is that low vibration? Is that a peace vibration? Like when you go like lower than the immature low vibration? I don't know how that works, but that was real cool. I like that. And I definitely love the end, the way you peeped it. The way your flow is just still immaculate and elevating and still always good. But that's it. I'm going back into quiet mode.
Thank you. I think when we make things mean a certain thing, like we put it into this box that low frequency has to mean negative, then we get to a place of judgment, or we're in that plane where we're looking down, everything is small because we're so high. So
I like that too. Yeah, I get it.
I think what I saw something on Instagram, and the way the guy put it really was quite insightful, in line with what you said. So he was saying that a low vibration, low frequency is stillness, is silence, is reflection, and that high frequency is more about power. And being high frequency does not mean that you're necessarily nice or kind, or you know, it means you are more powerful, you know. So in line with what he was saying, I do think, I'm probably going off a little bit, but I do think that there are forces. I know for myself personally, there are forces that keep me personally in check. So I know I'm not allowed to abuse power. That's something that I've been shown. Like, I'll get instant karma. Like, if I shout at the girls for nothing, then I'll stub my toe, something like that. You know what I mean? It's like I'll get an instant retribution to say, you're not to do that. So I don't know if that applies to everybody, but I do think that this kind of perception, it's like when they say the universe isn't making these decisions, it's mirroring back to you. What the actions that you move in are what is reflected. So if you move in kindness and empathy, and you're likely to, that is going to reflect. It's not necessarily that you can be of a high frequency and powerful, but be perceived or be mean. You know, so I love it's what you've done as per usual is just open up the mind, you know. And I've heard of the Schumann frequency, but I didn't know about the frequency of the earth and what the earth is vibrating at, and it makes me want to research more, find out more. So thank you for that.
You're welcome. Yeah, yes, indeed.
My reaction, first of all, second, the first thing that popped into my mind when you told me the title, I thought about the Tribe Called Quest album.
Yes.
Was that intentional? And then the imagery of the sister with the title at the bottom and the different colors, like, I think that all correlated to your piece as well. Because you're right, we don't often think of how low frequency can help you and balance you out and keep you from, say, overcharging with that high frequency energy. Both are necessary. We need balance, right? So I think that was beautifully done, good brother. Hip hop as always.
Yes,
for sure.
Hip hop is alive and well. Nah, for sure. What you said, both are necessary, and I think about the law of polarity. You know, so that's also a part of what drove that piece. Yeah. The low end theory. Low frequency can be just as beneficial as high frequency. We're gonna keep it moving right along. And I got titles, but we didn't establish order. So does anybody feel a burning desire, like,
Hey,
gotta go? Okay, let's go. I love it. So next we have Supernatural C. Supernatural C is coming to the stage with high frequency, frequently. Know what it is.
So no excuses, but I've had quite a tough week. But this is what I've wrote. I almost didn't write something, but I've managed to get this out today. I frequently think about frequency, staying in power, manifest higher. Frequency frequently impacts me. I feel all things, so I'm protecting. The light of the light, they are orbs. My atmosphere absorbs the brightness, and I sink into peace. Harmony at fingertips, in my throat as I sing. My chest opens wide in the surge of the vibes, the hurts dispersed as I ride. The rhythm, I ride the rhythm. Forgiven, forgiven, inside the rhythm. The bass vibrates through every cell. I fly free outside the cell. I am me, authentically. I am me, high frequency. Pen upon the paper, download from ether, all the ancestors' voices in me. I frequently dream, colour in all the grey. I can see him in the wings as he waits. For I now am settling, vibration stable. I'm almost ready to build a new cradle. I see my growth and smile at fables told about me from those low frequency dwelling in past. Don't they know this is present? Don't they know that my essence is imbued from elsewhere? Take care, Ola Unu. Beware of the old. This is my story told, not theirs or those. High frequency folds inside to a place so safe that life has a constant glow. Those that know, know, and those that don't, don't. High frequency, frequently.
Yeah, if you know, you know. I love it. You know, I really like the part about music and the cells and hertz disperse. I'm like, okay, yes. Okay. Always bringing it as per usual.
Yeah, definitely. I always love your flow too. I at first I thought you was gonna do the spoken words, but then like you have a unique sound that's in all of your works. Like that like I almost, but it came out and it has to come out. Like it's like a little, it's like the way you flow a little bit. Like it's like because it's not, I don't want to compare it because it's not an Erykah Badu, because it's more like a celestial type. It's like, I don't know, but it's like I don't know, but anyway, you did it. But I love that flow. Anyway, that's what basically I wanted to say. Like I love that unique sound that you have and all your stuff. I love that. But yeah. I love your poem. Not poem, it's more like spoken word, but yeah, I think you did your thing. I don't want to go into any specifics. I just felt like it was generally just good. You know what I'm saying?
Like Neo Soul.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Yeah. Like Neo Soul.
From my perspective, it definitely was given chant. I don't know if that's what you meant, Tone, but from my perspective, it felt chanty, and it also felt very maternal. It was like that maternal energy. You're gonna learn today, basically. For those that don't know, you might want to, take a second to do some research. And I love the way that came off, because we're here to learn and teach, right? So I definitely am in alignment with Tone's statement. Like, I think you did a great job, and your unique delivery is important and necessary in that way. We need that maternal, like, listen to moms, listen to auntie energy, you know what I mean? And only somebody who's authentically living that life could give that type of vibe.
You finished? I don't want to cut you off. Finish?
No, go ahead. I'm finished.
You know, like if I could describe it, like if I could put it into a descriptive way, I would say like it would, like it could be like a soundtrack. Like there's like rain or thunder or lightning in the background, and like your voice is over like a dramatic scene, and your voice in that scene and what's going on. You're like, and I don't know, it's like, because it's intense and it's powerful, but like even when it's soft, like even when you're not doing like the screaming or aggressive, that's whatever. I tried to explain.
No, I'm gonna make this piece. I'm gonna make bigger. So I'm doing it, Adriana, man. Keep talking. I'm taking it all in because I was thinking it needs visuals and that, and I think all I want to say on the back end of it is just that that's again what this group is about. And I think what Adriana's been saying quite a lot lately is that line, those that know, know, and those that don't. That's why sometimes you just feel alien, you know, because you know something. What I come to realize, and I've got really complacent and relaxed in this group and with the people around me in my personal life, that when I'm in a situation where it's not that, what is really clear to me is they don't know. So I can't even go down that road, because they just, you know, or you don't know. You're experiencing things, or and that all ties in with the spiritual practice. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you're doing certain spiritual practices, you're gonna know, because you're gonna see things. It might be in your dreams, it might be in your meditation, it might be when you're downloading a poem, or when you're singing a song, Emmanuel, or whatever. You know, if you know, you know.
Yeah.
And I forget that there's people that they don't know. You know what I'm saying? Deep.
Yes, indeed. Yep. So we're gonna keep this thing going, and
I'll go, cause
top-notch tone.
we've
It's gonna
the
be
finale. The finale is the finale.
stepping up and giving us a piece called "When You're Tuned In." So get your frequencies frequencying.
Frequency. How? You ever notice how two people can live in the same world but walk through different realities? Same city, same block, breathing the same air, but standing at different stations. You people where I'm going? Life isn't what's happening around you. It's what you tuned into. The crazy thing is, some of us get stuck on the same frequency so long that we forget to change the dial and change the station. Understand what I'm saying here? You do not control what exists. You control what you receive. Are you receiving static or a clear signal? Are you hearing noise or receiving the message? You tune into anger and everything starts sounding like disrespect. You tune into fear and suddenly every opportunity feels like a setup. You tune into lack and every blessing looks temporary. Or you could tune into courage and find opportunity at every turn. You could tune into understanding and find lessons in situations. You could tune into love and feel the vibrations of both courage and understanding. Same world, different frequencies. But hold up, because what about the fact that frequency spreads? You ever walked into a room and feel tension without anyone saying a word? You think that's your imagination? No, that's transmission. That's energy transferred. One person off balance can shift the whole room out of rhythm. But also one person grounded can bring everything back into harmony. That's because what you carry, you broadcast. What you broadcast, you attract, you reflect, and you multiply. So to me, the question isn't, what's going on around me? It's, what am I tuned into? What am I feeding? What am I rehearsing in my mind over and over? Because guess what? Repetition sets the station. And the more you sit in something, the more it starts to sound, feel, and seem like the truth. You can get so used to the noise and forget what peace actually sounds like. You can get so used to being in survival mode that you don't even recognize when alignment quietly showing up. If you could just learn, understand, and remember that you control the dial, the moment you shift even slightly, everything begins to sound different. That's not because the world changed. It's because you did. And that's it.
She smacked it up like this. She smacked it, backhanded it, set it on fire.
Yeah.
Love that. I absolutely, you can tell, right? You can't tell. I love that. I loved all of that, Cynthonia. I'll shut up now.
Yeah, that's good stuff. For sure. And then the mic drop at the end, right?
Yeah,
Man, listen.
Radio.
I'm sorry
Basically.
to cut you off, man, but Jesus, Lord, that was fire, man. Wow. Wow. Well done. Well done.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Salute you.
I had to close my eyes at one point because it felt so divine, and it feels like you downloaded that, and like you the angels came in, man. And
this is really how I really feel. Like this is really, I believe that this is really what, you know what I'm saying, like this is really my life, like, and really this is just true. You know what I'm saying? You are what you tap into and you ultimately control that. We say that all the time. Like we always say that you control, like your thoughts are the proceedings of, you know what I'm saying, your reality, and that you control your thoughts. And we always say that. You know what I'm saying? So basically I just wrote basically what we all know, basically, just in a way that, you know what I'm saying, like just in a way that's spoken word. I tried to do spoken word, but I'm practicing my spoken word basically.
Right. You succeeded. It felt like a lesson. I feel like you were personally giving me a reminder, like, hey, this adversity, it ain't you. So thank you. Like I need to say thank you in addition to salute you, because Caroline know a little bit about it, but yeah, sometimes you just need a reminder, even if you're in a great space. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like ignore it. Very much
One thing,
appreciative.
one thing that's for sure is, like, for myself, like we do get real, I don't even want to say complacent, but sometimes you do sit in a space for so long, you sit in a frequency or a vibration for so long that you even forget that you're there. It becomes normal, and then you don't even see it as that type of vibration, and everybody else is the problem. You know what I'm saying? So like that part of, you know what I'm saying, spoken word, where like I really wanted it to stand, I really wanted to drive that home, and that's why it's a little bit more on the, like, if you in a negative space than if you're in a positive space, but I kind of wanted to drill that home because a lot of people do it, including myself at time.
But you know what I wanted to say as well is just that it happens to everybody, because if your consciousness is expanding, that's what should be happening. So it's not like the challenge I told you about before we started recording. I know that challenge was for me to see my growth. It was very clear to me walking away from it, and even now how I choose to proceed with it, that it's the Most High going, I've trained you and you're going to do something different, because your consciousness has expanded. So you're not going to know it's expanded if I don't show you it's expanded.
That's a fact.
You have to have the thing in front of you to see yourself act different.
That's a fact.
You know, and then, you know, I'm ready for the next thing. So wherever you are, what you've just described, you're going to experience, because you're not supposed to just be stagnant, not in anything, you know. And again, Emmanuel and I talked a little bit about it before we started recording, about, you know, just changing careers and changing life paths, and, you know, all those things are going to force you into a new place and force you to assess what you're doing now, and give you the universe will give you new challenges. So I just think you tied that up so neatly, Cynthonia, in one piece. Like it was proper, man, proper. Yeah.
Thank you.
You know what it reminded me of? When we all in book club the same time reading the Kabbalion?
Yeah.
That's what I got a bit of that too. Along with, you know, being in tune like a radio. You know, you got to change that dial. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to, you know what I'm saying, use that. I was trying. Yeah, I was trying.
You did that. You did that. Yeah.
Mhm.
And last but certainly not least, we have children. Are y'all ready for
Oi, oi.
not only I am Adriana T is gonna give us frequency how to's, a poetic short story.
Sugar, spice, everything nice or nasty, dark or light is based on frequency, right? Wrong. I disagree. I agree. I need more proof. Gather round, my good people. I got a story for you, or rather, a few that combine life lessons with knowledge from books, word of mouth, and class sessions, with some fiction in between because I have to make it fun, and some music in the mix. That's how I shine my sun and glow my moon, creating a groove, shaping vibrations to motivate you. Do the Ricky Bobby stop. Pose for the frame. Bobby was the coolest of his high school friends. When you hang around him, the good times don't end, they extend. Why? Because Bobby takes the time to read the road, operating with assurance in himself as he moves with kindness, subjective boundaries respected, mindful of his ego and quick to check it. Confidence in self with no need to question his actions, choices, or his own reflection. Do the Ricky Bobby stop, pose for the frame, and then I dip, and we all do the same thing. You, not everybody though. Bobby's twin brother Ricky has a sticky reputation, often seen as shifty. Internally, the twins are identical in nature, but due to misconceptions, Rick won't do himself a favor of loving on himself like Bobby tried to teach him. His internal discomfort makes it hard for peers to see him. He lies, judges, won't speak up but holds grudges, relying on his brother to exist at functions. What he does is transparent to everybody but him. Always left confused when people stray away from him. Do the Ricky Bobby stop, pose for the frame, and then I dip, and we all do the same thing. Ricky, Bobby, Ricky, Bobby, Ricky, Bobby, pose for the frame. How you treat and feel about yourself reflects the atmosphere you shape. Oh, boy, I love you so, never, ever, ever gonna let you go. Once I get my hands on you, love me, love me, love me, sex machine. Lily felt cute getting ready for her night. She waited 3 months as she got to know Mike. Before she didn't take her time, but this time it felt right. If she plays her cards right, Michaela's getting some tonight. I wish I could tie you up in my shoes, make you feeling pretty too. I was told I was beautiful, but what does that mean to you? Michaela was nervous. Her insecurity surfaced. She was digging on Lily, but she was damn near a virgin. Celibate for years, she internalized fears despite how she appeared. Her self image was unclear. Lily showed her signs she was ready to combine their mentally and physically connected design. She felt safe and secure enough to want to intertwine, but Mike was ill prepared due to thoughts in her mind. My outsides look cool, my insides are blue. Every time I think I'm through, it's because of you. I've tried different ways, but it's all the same. At the end of the day, I have myself to blame. I'm just tripping. Despite her mental fight, Mike put on her mask and left. The battle never stopped, but she kept it to herself. Lily felt like a queen. Michaela treated her well. The conversation went well. She was fine as hell. Thirsty to drink from the waters from her well, she took the lead, inviting Mike back to her hotel. Mr. Lover, keep it rockin', Mr. Lover, keep it rockin', Mr. Lover, keep it rockin' and swing, singer. Ooh, boy, I love you so. Was the vibe until they got back to the room. The mutual heat they felt became a frigid tune. There was no communication beyond their dinner conversation. Mike was still insecure, and Lily now was impatient. Although they both laid some solid foundation, they failed to see beyond themselves, which led to mistakes and context clues that would have helped their situation. So instead of intertwining, they ended up disengaging. 'Cause I'm a creep, I'm a weirdo. What the hell am I doing here? I don't belong here. Debbie was a DJ at a 90s theme party. She was vibing to this classic, but her vibe was hardly party. It showed in the crowd, who was staring with confusion, hoping it alluded to her switching up the music. I don't care if it hurts. I want to have control. I want a perfect body. I want a perfect soul. I want you to notice when I'm not around. You're so freaking special. I wish I was special, but I'm a creep. I'm a widow. Yo, DJ, you good? You need a shoulder to vent? Said by a friend trying to help her get the hint. My bad, friends, for the emo trance I was in, Debbie said into the mic. Now let the party begin. Everybody, yeah, rock your body, yeah. Everybody, rock your body right. Backstreet's back, all right. The dance floor was flooded before the first verse ended. A clear sign she did her job and all was forgiven. Again, she thanked her friend for getting her attention, lifting her spirits and deterring crowd misgivings. Now throw your hands up in the air. Wave them around like you just don't care. Now if you want to party, let me hear you yell. 'Cause we got it going on again. Am I original? Yeah. Am I the only one? Yeah. Am I sexual? Yeah. Am I everything you need? You better rock your body now. Everybody. Went from 90s angst to 90s pop, all based on a nudge and the right kind of bop. So, my good babies, ladies and gents, I'm hoping these stories brought forth more sense. Vibrations always begin within, reflecting our lives from every lens. From the teenage twins in the phase of their lives where the hard work begins. A life of self-love or self-pity is up to them in the end, and can shift at any time if they choose to start again. To the couple who was dating from opposite ends, objectively balanced but missing the bridge. To the comfort built from vulnerability, open communication, accountability, opening their eyes to what they couldn't see, skipping the core meaning of intimacy, which ultimately showed and came to a head as the magic fizzled out when they got to the bed. To our favorite eclectic DJ Debbie, who showed us how tunes make or break the levee, to free-flowing vibes of nostalgia and joy, or pent-up depression expressed through her choice, to dig up wounds that she never healed and allow them to sway how other people feel. The same can be said about all forms of media, so please be aware of what's subconsciously feeding you. Stay focused on the prize right in front of your eyes, the one you see in the mirror. Imperfectly perfect design, built to learn, teach, evolve, and repeat, beginning with your preference of frequency.
What is going on today?
I know, right? I was tripping while I was reading. I'm like, hold up, wait, wait a moment. Go ahead, y'all. My bad. Let me come down off this hour one time.
Hold on. TLC forever. I heard I mean, Ricky Bobby was there. Some songs I never heard of, but I don't know if y'all saw me. I was bopping like, hey, hey, hey.
Yeah. Yeah, she snapped.
Like how it's like to me, in the same way that you said about Caroline putting visuals to what she's got going, that one was also for me something that I could see clearly. So I would like to see that one done in that same form, even if you need some assistance with somebody getting
I
it
definitely do, and I appreciate
yeah.
it.
Let's laugh on that.
Heck yeah, that was definitely dope. Definitely dope.
It was
That's
a
what you said. You finish it? Oh, go ahead. Go ahead, see.
No, you finished. Sorry, go on.
I just wanted to say, like, yeah, first of all, just dang, like, you did. That's how you're supposed to do that, and you did that, and you did it so right, so proper. I already knew it was about to be banging. As soon as you said it's gonna be 10 minutes, I was like, yeah. But you stepped in, you did. You first of all, this definitely just like I said. This is a visual. Like you could. This is a visual. This is a visual poem. Like you could actually like put graphics to this and make it like a visual. That was just dope, and then do a voice, whatever, however you want to do it. But to the frequency, I love the way that you even in your storytelling. I love the way that you even depicted how being in two different frequencies, like how it could even bring you close, but then if it's not corrected or whatever move, how it could ultimately like repel you away from each other too at the same time. I like the way you two people could be on frequency and still like not even understand that they move in that two different yeah, you did that, but I already knew he was going to do it, but you did that.
I appreciate you. Love, man, love. And
My
thank you for
turn.
saying the thing that I ain't want to say. Y'all be saying the stuff I be thinking. I appreciate it.
I mean, I have seen a lot of spoken word in my lifetime because I used to work in venues and in truth, spoken word, I've never really been too keen on because I think you have to be fire as a spoken word artist to really, for me to like it, it's that kind of, and they looked at the stars and the moon and they said, like that stuff just, I'm like,
Yeah,
that's the
Tony
truth.
cadence could be a bit yeah, sometimes, yeah. I get you.
It has to be like a supreme quality for me to really like spoken word. And then I'll be honest, when you said 10 minutes, like I know it's you, so I'm ready for it. But 10 minutes is long for anything, right?
Yeah.
So I know you've got to keep me engaged for 10 minutes. And you could have done another 10 minutes and I still would have been engaged. Like that was superb.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm saying, Adriana. And I'm not saying it as like just somebody. I've seen loads of spoken word, loads on stages, watched it on YouTube, all that, and a lot of it I do find quite boring. But you just smacked it at the flipping stratosphere, girl. Right?
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate that. And also for the audience, she's not lying because at least 5 or 6 times I've been told by her specifically, in addition to tone, of course, to believe in myself. And the delivery would have been better. Because there have been other pieces, y'all, that are great and are written great, but they didn't come out the way they needed to because the energy wasn't there and the confidence wasn't there. So, message, and she ain't lying. And for me,
For real.
love, man, love, man.
You're always great though. Don't get it twisted. Your foundation from when you came in has been high quality. But when you take high quality and you work it and you build on it and then your confidence grows and then you come on screen glowing the way you're glowing, right? It's
on the right frequency.
I am. Yeah, man.
On the right frequency.
As you Americans say, you did that, girl.
I
I loved it. Yeah.
But it's crazy. You always keep elevating. I don't even know how you keep doing it. Like honestly, from the first time you came in, like that first poem that when you spoke about you know what I'm saying, like just the hurts and like what you like went through overcame it. It's like that crazy thing that you had said in that poem, like the way you spoke over it, I just knew from the first time, like I knew that you were like not just an average person that just writes poem. Like you really like I knew it from the first time, but you keep on like when I I could write poems. I like writing. I really do like writing short stories. Like I like going and getting my imagination. But I'm not gonna lie, like since like you've been getting like more and more better, like in these last like 4 times you've done, like that's kind of that's why my last pieces has been more like spoken words. I've been practicing more and more because like I really like the way you do it, and like I just want to practice. I want to see like how good I can get at it. Like it's really I love it. It's dope.
Thank you, man. This was your best one yet, so please take that into consideration. You're elevating too, storyteller. Man, I told you was preaching. You was talking to my heart, bro. But I appreciate y'all, man. I really do. Thank you for the encouragement. You know what I mean? Without y'all, the confidence wouldn't have been built, the blossoming wouldn't have happened, and me singing off key comfortably wouldn't have happened either. If
You
it's
know
not off
what?
key, if you're not singing off key in the shower, something wrong. Get your vibe on, man. Even if you don't sing, message. Okay.
We're all getting better. We're all getting better. And that's what the point of this was when we started. That's what we all committed to, is that by meeting monthly and writing something new every month, you can only get better. Frequency, yeah? Because we've been doing this frequently, we are the evidence. Angels are at work today because for me, I've really thoroughly enjoyed I think everybody's pieces were fire. I don't think anybody trumps anybody. And I think what's beautiful is the different styles, because it's all different styles, you know. So creatively, I've loved today. You lot smashed it.
Yes, you don't say yes, but I feel like you guys always do. But yes,
Really good. And that concludes the performance segment of our episode on frequency. We're going to be moving right along.